Hello Flosstube, my name is Erica and I'm here to talk to you about my stitching, a little bit of sewing, and my son's first cross stitch today. If you're new, welcome. I hope you enjoy the video today and that you hang out with me for a little bit and get to know me. And if you're returning, hi, I missed you guys. I'm so excited to be here. It has been one of the craziest weeks that we have had since we moved into this house. Oh my God. I might seem like I'm all over the place or slightly incoherent, and it is because the last 3 days have just been insane. And so I always try to keep like my little family update, chit chat to about 5 minutes. So I'm gonna try to condense everything that's happened. So Thursday, my kids have a gym class now, and my daughter is in a class, she's almost 2, so I don't know what she's, 22 months probably. And the class I think is from like 18 to 36 months or something like that. She is the only one who refuses to do any of the group activities unless it's bubbles or balls. She will waddle her little butt over there so fast if she sees the bubbles or balls comes out. But for the most part, like, they do skills and let's do this and, you know, here's an obstacle course, and she's like, nope, and she's in the corner of the gym doing her own thing, and that's fine. Like, they understand that, you know, they're toddlers, they're not really gonna listen very well. So I just kind of let her do what she wants to do and get her energy out and practice balancing and jumping and rolling and whatever. Sometimes if people ask her if she wants to do something, she'll growl at them and then turn and hide her face. So that's my daughter. And so my son has a class that goes first, and then it's an independent class. He does great, he's so cute. And then her class is next, and it's a mommy and me class. So in between the two classes, it's about a 15-minute break, and I let them snack and whatnot. So my daughter was eating a bag of pretzels when my son got out of his class. And he came over and wanted some. Every time I bring food, it's for everyone to share. Like, it's not just hers or his or whatever. They both eat the same things. You don't come between my daughter and food. So he reaches for the pretzels and she screams, grabs the bag, rips it in half, and just throws it on all of the family sitting next to us, because they had like tables in the waiting room. I was so embarrassed. I was like, oh my God, you guys, I'm so sorry. My daughter has a thing with food and carbs, like very possessive. And the parents were like, oh no, we understand, it's happened to all of us. And everyone was on the ground helping me pick up pretzels off the floor. And my daughter's still sitting there like screaming, crying. And then I was like, it's fine, we're getting your pretzels back. And one of the moms was like, oh, I don't know if you want these back. They were on the floor. I was like, it's fine. They eat off the floor. Like, my kids eat dirt. They eat leaves. Like, they're not like that at all. She's like, oh no, but this floor is really dirty. I was like, seriously, lady, you need to give me these pretzels back. My daughter's gonna have a meltdown. So we got the pretzels back and she ate them. Friday, or I should roll back a little bit. I'm already at 30 minutes. Oh gosh, okay. Thursday night, it was getting really hot. It was 100 degrees here this week for like 2 days in a row, Thursday and Friday. And that's very hot for Colorado. Typically, we've been seeing highs around 90. And that's fine. You know, we have central air, whatever. But Thursday, I could tell that the AC was really struggling in the house, even though we have our thermostat set at 68. I don't want to hear it. That is my one vice. I do not F with AC, and I want it around 68 degrees. 70 really during the day, during the summer. But because it was struggling so much, we set it at 68, hoping it might help it get cool, and no, it didn't. So the thermostat was showing that the temperature was really still 74. And it was like 80 upstairs where all of the bedrooms are. And that was a little concerning to me because my kids typically sleep when it's about 65 to 70 in their rooms, not 80. And then around 11 or so at night, I went downstairs and I noticed that the thermostat was not working. The screen was completely blank. So I went and woke my husband up and I was like, what's going on? He's like, oh yeah, I tried to fix it and it's not working. I was like, okay, but why didn't you tell me? Like, you could have texted me, oh, hey, hun, AC's not working or thermostat's not working. So we tried to replace the batteries, or he did a couple times. It didn't come back on. Friday morning, I start calling around to AC people. Our home warranty was like, oh yeah, we'll have someone out next week. I said, unacceptable. It's 100 degrees outside. Our AC's not working. My children can't sleep in 85-degree rooms. So we just paid out of pocket and had a local company that came within 2 hours of calling them. Bassett, if you're in the area. Bassett Heating and Air, I think. Amazing. But I also was like, you know, my husband put these janky batteries from the 1980s in there, and he's like, they're new. And I was like, I don't care if they're new, they're Rayovac. Like, no, we're gonna try something else. So I went and I found some energizers and a remote control and put them in, and guess what happened? Thermostat turned back on. AC still was not working though. So the guy comes out and like 2 hours later, oh, I think it's this. And he cleans the AC unit outside because it's covered with cottonwood from our neighbor's tree. Oh, I think it's low on refrigerant. He fills that up. It's nothing, it's not working still. Finally, he realizes there's a valve that costs a couple $100s to replace that's not working right. But at least the AC is working somewhat well because there's new refrigerant and he did clean the unit outside. So that was Thursday, or no, that was Friday. And so Friday night still, it was 80 degrees upstairs. Thankfully the kids slept okay in it, but I'm a little bit behind on orders, you guys. So I apologize if you're waiting. I finally, oh man, I might go grab it real fast. Hold on. Okay. I totally forgot. So if you're waiting on a printed version of the reproduction pattern, I finally went and got this. I had them professionally printed, and I picked them up, I think, on Friday while we were waiting for the AC man. Oh, it's not gonna show. There's my little logo. So these, if you're waiting on the printed ones, I'm so sorry. Like I said, I picked them up Friday. I wanted to get them out Saturday, but I didn't. And there's a pattern. Okay, so those are gonna go out tomorrow. I'm not too behind on orders, but if you've ordered from Friday until today, I'm gonna start working on them tonight. So they did sleep well, but I was not gonna be sewing up here in 82 degrees. I was like, this is like inhumane working conditions. I can't do it. So then that brings us to Saturday yesterday. My husband went fishing all day, brought me home a bouquet of wildflowers that he picked. I think I put it on my Instagram, Erica D House, if you want to see it. It's so sweet. And he brought them home. He's like, they're all dead now, but I picked them. And I was like, well, they're not dead. They're just a little wilted, but they're really sweet. And I put them in water and they're fine. But there was a little bit of a storm last night. Nothing major. It rained for like 5 minutes. Crap, I gotta water the garden today. And it was pretty windy. And then the power goes out at 5:30. Right after, thankfully, we had cooked dinner. So the kids had cornbread with dinner last night. They call it bread cake because it has so much, the first ingredient in it is sugar. It's ridiculous. And I try to do very low sugar for my kids. So this is like a treat for them, cornbread. My son ate like 4 or 5 muffins. He had it with chicken and green beans. And both of my kids eat a half a can of green beans at a time. So they love their veggies. It's all good. But he would eat, we made him into like muffins. He would eat one and he would be like, Mom, I gotta go take a rest. And he would go and lay down on the couch for like a minute. And then he would get back up and he'd be like, okay, I feel better now. I could have some more. So he ended up eating like 4 or 5 last night and wanting more. But right as we were finishing up, the power goes out. So I was like, okay, well, let's go ahead. Oh, that was another thing that happened. Like Wednesday or something, because it was so hot out, we couldn't even play outside. And so I was like, you know what? After lunch, let's give the kids a bath. I've never given them a bath during the day. They always get baths at night. I'm like, it'd be fun. They can play in the bathtub. It'll cool off. We're not going to go outside. Let's just do that. So I did, and my daughter pooped in the bath. First time that's ever happened, so that was fun. So Saturday, I gave him a bath last night in the dark. Luckily, I mean, it was still light out, but that's part of the reason why I wanted to go ahead and give him a bath, because they needed one anyways. And then my husband was gonna stop by GameStop on the way home from fishing all day and get a game. I was like, just coming, like, we'll go with you, because he had to drop his friend off that lives in the neighborhood next to us anyways. I was like, just come and pick us up and we'll all go. So the kids with their wet hair and pajamas, we all got in the car and drove through. It wasn't raining, but it was windy and really dark outside. So my son thought it was super cool to be driving in the dark in the storm. Went to GameStop. The kids went insane. As they do when it's 7 o'clock in their normal bedtimes, but they're out shopping for video games. Came home and thankfully the power came on right when I was reading my daughter her bedtime stories, because I pushed her bedtime a little bit to try to coincide. Anyways, I talked way too long. You guys, I'm so sorry. It has been a day. I'm gonna even put a note, like, if you want to skip all my rambling about the crazy week I had, go to 9:20. Okay, so whips, no finishes, some major haul that a viewer sent me, and some shop news and the giveaway. So I have been working on 3 things this week. Oh, I don't think I brought the Christmas Village, but that's okay. So here's my dad's, the Cooler Design Studios Fishing Nostalgia. Yeah, that's what it's called. you know, my goal for, I don't know why I set these lofty goals, and I'm always like, oh yeah, I could do that, no problem, and then they never happen. My goal for July, is that what month we're in? It was to get down to this banner, to finish this banner and everything else above it. Is it like July 20th or something crazy already? Okay. I mean, I'm making good progress, but I don't think I'm gonna get all that done. But finishing that much would have put me pretty ahead of schedule, because I just need to get this finished by the end of October. So, but I worked on it a lot. You know, I finished all of the inside letters, except for that part. I don't think I have that color. I'm waiting on that. And I started working on inside here. Started working on this part, which I think is like a reel. And then I just need to go back and do the flies and some, I think, a rod and this black and white picture of a dude right there. So it's getting there. This is my downstairs project. So I'll typically have one project that I work on while the kids will watch cartoons, or if they're playing nicely for like the one time a week that they do for 10 minutes. And so that has been that project for me. So that's my downstairs project. So like I said, oh no, wait, I do have it. Okay, you guys haven't seen this in a while because I haven't been working on it. My Christmas Village. This is by Little House Needleworks. Their Hometown Holiday series that I am just doing all on one cloth. Well, I shouldn't say that all. I'm doing 9 that I want to do on one cloth. And I told you guys, oh my gosh, this is always so awkward to hold. I told you guys I was losing steam because this roof and good old hickory sticks, classic Colorworks, never gonna do it again. It just, the roof felt like it took forever, and so now I'm almost done. I just have this tiny little bit left, and I just didn't feel like rethreading it. But I don't know, I mean, the roof is definitely the most roof out of any of the buildings. Like, it's just massive. But I finished it, and so this is the beginning of the train station, and I'm gonna do the church up here, the sweet shop, and I don't even remember what the last one's gonna be right there. But I feel like out of everything I'm working on, this is the closest to a finish. So I wanna get this done because I really wanna start tiny modernist medieval castle for my daughter next. So I am not starting anything else big, like small ornaments I might start, because I wanna do the Farm Fresh Christmas series by Little House Needleworks. I don't think that's Farm Stand, maybe. Farmhouse Christmas series. I want to do those ornaments, and I might work on those intermittently, but I'm not going to start a big project until one of my other ones is done. Okay. Put my loose threads back in there. So then I only have one more whip. Gosh, this is going to be like mostly me complaining about life video. Well, I'll show. So my son is 3. He'll be 4 in September. My daughter will be 2 in September. And he is so cute. Like, everything that he sees that is like a quilt or sewing or cross stitch, it's all cross stitched down. Even like a quilt. Oh, that's a nice cross stitch. You could do that, Mom. And I'm like, I could. That's really cute. And he's been asking to cross stitch for a while. So we went and picked up one of these plastic. They're with the cross stitch fabric in that aisle at like Hobby Lobby and Joann's, and I found the biggest tapestry needle I could get at the store. It is, I mean, it's sharp, but it's not gonna cut really, and he can never do this without me sitting next to him, so I'm not too worried about it. And I had him feel it, and I said, you know, I want you to feel this end, be very careful with it, like it is kind of sharp, so you got to be careful, but there's no way it's not gonna puncture his skin unless he was like running with it and ran into a wall or something. So this is my son's first cross stitch. He works on it after, he doesn't take naps anymore, so he has quiet time, and when he wakes up from quiet time or gets out of his room, he has about 30 minutes to hang out with me until we wake his sister up. So he'll cross stitch then, or he'll cross stitch at night because he gets to stay up. I put the baby down first, and then I get him. And I mean, obviously he's not making X's or anything like those. I did just to start the thread. But the rest of it's just kind of him playing around, and that's fine. Working on his fine motor skills, and he's so proud of. I have the cutest pictures. Like, he's sitting here in bed next to me. He's just so excited. So it's really cute. So if you have kids and they have ever said they wanted to cross stitch, this is just, I started using just the whole 6 strands of DMC. And I could thread the needle easily with it, but then I just went ahead and cut it down to 3 so we could get more because he was going through it so quickly. Yeah, so that was him. I told him I was going to show it on Flosstube today for him, so I thought that was really cute. Okay, last whip, and I have a tiny bit of haul, and part of it goes with the whip, so maybe I'll show that real fast. I still have not come up with a good way to organize my threads because my life has just been chaos. And even though I, sell project bags, mine is still in the bag that it came in. I need to just, I keep saying when my mom gets here. My mom is gonna get here August 14th-ish, I think. And when she's here, I am going to actually have time to work during the day. All of my work, all of my bags, I make either at nap time or after the kids go to sleep. I cannot work when they're awake. I cannot do it. My sewing stuff is upstairs. They cannot be in this room because they'll just go through everything. So the only time I have is like 3 to 4 hours a day at most. So when my mom is here, I am going to everyday work during the day while she watches the kids and plays with them downstairs. I'm going to get all the fabric cut. I'm going to pre-make some of my bags that sell regularly so that they are ready to ship. I'm just going to get a huge head start on things, and I can't wait. And I'm also going to organize all my craft stuff because my craft organization area, I have a big walk-in closet that's like a little bit of clothes because I wear like the same 5 things every day, and 20 times more craft stuff. But anyways, I got these, I think people call them Karen's water lilies. It's C-A-R-O-N, but that's like Karen, I'm thinking of like K-A-R-E-N. So maybe I'm saying it wrong, but they're silks. Oh my God. I don't know if I could ever go back to using DMC. They are so nice. They're very expensive. I want to say they were $6.50, but they're, beautiful. They say they were hand painted. So I don't know. That's obviously different from hand dyed. Oh my gosh, they're so pretty. Oh my God, and they're so soft. They're silk. They feel like it. So I had to get 2 of them for this mirabilia that I'm working on. There's one, I think that was called Copper. Oh my God. Oh, it's so pretty. Oh, they're so soft. They're so soft. So I'll show a picture of the Mira. I am doing Cathedral Woods Goddess. My very first mirabilia. It's on 28 count. I think it's Mushroom Lugana. Or no, I don't know if it's a Lugana. And it's an even weave, and I really, really like it. It's very easy to stitch on because this is my first time really doing anything on 28 count. Da, 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 da. I think I got a lot done. Last time it was just her hair and some of her antlers. My mom's like, why does she have antlers? And a little bit of her face. Oh man, her face looks so much better. Everything always looks better on camera. Let me just try to fold this back so I can hold it up a little bit better with one hand. There we go. Because up close, it looks kind of pixelated, but far away, it looks fine. That's still a little bit of a dramatic difference in skin tone, but I think once I do her mouth and nose and eyes and all that, oh my gosh. So there's one of the water lilies, the silks. Look at that variegation. Gosh, it's so pretty. And that's the same, it's like a purple, gosh, forest green. There's like a dark turquoise in there, like a little bit of gray. It's so pretty. And then this is all the other silk, the copper. And all right here, and this, look at that. That's, oh my gosh, it's so beautiful. I love it. I love it so much. It's definitely been my focus piece, like it's all I want to work on. I actually did not work on anything last night. I passed out. I normally stay up till about midnight and then I wake up around 6:30 to water the garden. Although I've been doing that later because my daughter likes to do it so much with me. So I wait until I wake them up around 7:15. We eat breakfast and then we go water. Oh my gosh, it's so pretty. So everything that's left up here is beading. I'm pretty sure everything else is completely done now, except for beading. And then same with her face. All the stitching is done except for beading. All of this is done. I only did this beading. I need to fix that top one a little bit because at the time I didn't have this color for skin tone. And so I wanted to get down here to start working on other stuff because I finished everything up here and I don't trust myself to count right on 28 count. So if I needed to go like 14 stitches down, no, I'm gonna go ahead and I just went ahead and did that little bit of beading. And most of this is the rose gold Krynic that you see right there. Oh my God, it's so pretty. Oh gosh, I love it so much. I cannot wait for it to be I can't wait for it to be done because I love working on it. There's a couple other mirrors that I want to start working on. I think from this point on, I'm always going to have a mirror in my rotation. I will always be working on one mirabilia because they're just so beautiful. So there's one called Stargazer, and then there's one Christmas in London I kind of like. I don't know, there's a couple. So, oh, let me put my water lilies back in there because I'm already gonna start losing stuff. So part of my other haul, I got this stuff from Threads and Twined. I can't remember the shop owner's name, but she's amazing and ships really, really fast. And I don't know if it's still going on, but there was a 30% off sale. If you want, check her Instagram, Threads Entwined, and it'll have the post with 30% off, the code, and when it ends. It might have ended like yesterday, so sorry if it's not going on still. But her prices rival 123 Stitch, and so when she has these sales, it's amazing. So this is a 28 count Legacy Lugana from Picture This Plus, and I got this so that I can restart the Jack Frost Tree Farm. I don't know if I completely love it. I don't know why. Like, I think it's got a pretty strong yellow undertone. It doesn't look bad though at all. So I'll go ahead and probably use this for Jack Frost Tree Farm, and I'll have a considerable amount left over. But it's pretty, and it was very affordable. So that was really my only haul that I bought this week. So I had a viewer, and like I said, I always hesitate on giving names, but she'll know who she is, who sent me the most amazing package. I guess it was earlier this week because I didn't have this for last week. She had contacted me on Instagram because we've talked a little bit on there, and she was like, hey, I have this pattern. I think it was a sweet shop for my Christmas village. Did you want it? And I was like, oh my gosh, I just bought it last week. And she's like, oh, well, I can still send it for a giveaway. I said, awesome, thank you. And she's like, I'll throw some other patterns in. Yeah, by a couple others, she meant like 100. That's not much of an exaggeration. I mean, she literally probably sent 50 to 60 things. I cried in the parking lot. And it's so funny, like my son's very emotionally aware. Like, he was playing with his trains the other day, and he crashed them, and he's into this thing where everything dies. But he plays video games with my husband every night, so then they come back to life. And I was like, oh, I got another life. And he's like, oh, my trains died. And I was like, oh, I'm sorry, that stinks. And he was like, it's okay to be sad, Mom. I know you're disappointed. So anyways, I was in the post office parking lot because when I realized the package she sent me was like this thick, I had to open it in the car right away. And I was like, oh my gosh, I was like, this woman sent us so many cross-stitch patterns. This is amazing. And I was like, I think I'm starting to cry. I'm so excited. And my son was like, let me see you cry. And so if he's ever rough with us, like he very rarely does, but if he ever like hits me or throws something or says something mean, I'll pretend to cry to try to just make him realize like that really makes people sad, and you don't want to see your mom cry. And so he's always like, let me see you cry. I'm like, anyway, so I'm sitting in the post office parking lot like fake crying for my 3-year-old in the back seat. But it's amazing. So I tried to be realistic with what I was actually going to stitch. So I kept probably a third to half of it for myself, and then the other half is going to be giveaways. Keeping an eye on time too, because I think my husband wants to go for a hike today. So these are all I'm keeping for me. So don't get excited, I'm sorry. But as of next week, I'll start doing some. I'll probably do a couple at a time because there's just so many, and that's awesome. Quite a few Lizzie Kate ones that most of them are gonna do for giveaways. But she sent, these are kits, full freaking kits. Adorable ornaments. I would love to make some for the tree. I don't think I really have any ornaments. I wasn't, into cross stitching so much last year, and last time I was into cross stitch, I didn't really do it for the holidays. I was doing like snarky, random stuff like that. But again, all kids. So cute. I did like this Lizzie Kate one. Oh, dang. All hearts warm at Christmas is what it says. And it's a little snowman, and it looks like a teddy bear and a kitty cat in mittens. And I got some Halloween. This is Stony Creek, and it's a series. So it would make this big long one, but this is just one of them, which is fine by me. I don't know, the whole set's pretty nice, but I definitely am gonna stitch at least this one. the kids would like that. It's very kind of like kiddish Halloween. These are, they're supposed to be pins, I think. Stitch as pins or ornaments. Cute Halloween. And look, comes with the beads and the pins to turn them into little pins. So cute. And then the last one I was going to show that I kept, this is not all that I kept for myself, but this is just the ones that I was going to show off. A Jardin Privé. It's a sewing related one. Like she's got, looks like there's some DMC and there's needles, and so I really like this one too. So thank you so much. That was very, very, very sweet. Absolutely made my day. It was a very good start to a week that ended very roughly. I can't complain too much. We're all happy and healthy, and it is what it is. You know, AC is a luxury. I understand that. A lot of people in the Springs do not have AC. And when we moved here, our realtor, and most realtors will try to say, is that a dog statue? Or I think it's a dog statue. I thought it was a real dog. I was like, that's a very strange, stoic dog. The realtors will try to say like, oh, not everybody has AC here. You don't really need it. It's not that bad. No. I didn't have AC for 3 years in Alaska, and people said the same thing up there. You don't ever need it. It's Alaska. No, you needed it. It would get up to 90 all the time in the summer, and our house like would not regulate the temperature, or there was no way to get a cross draft going. Like the upstairs would be in the 80s at night. No, I'm not doing it again. Okay, so giveaways. So this ended up being a reasonably timed video. Last week was these two punch needle. Amazing. And the winner of these is Ann Shaw. So Ann, if you could email me, my email is below. Just email me your address and I will get these out this week. You're really, 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 I really wanted to almost keep this one, but I just know I'm not going to get in. I don't know how to punch needle, and I'm not going to have the time to figure it out anytime soon, although I'm sure it's pretty easy. Okay, so I have a giveaway for this week, and of course, I did not think of a question to ask. Last week I asked what you guys would do with that opalescent Ada, and you guys gave me a lot of really good suggestions. So I still haven't decided on a pattern with that, but I'm not in any huge rush. Like, it's not going anywhere. Like I said, I know I'm going to restart Jack Frost Tree Farm soon, and I'm going to start my daughter's medieval castle and a really pretty blue, I think it was called Bluebell, even weave. And then I have a Santa's House by Tiny Modernist I want to start at some point. And that's it. Like, that's all the patterns that I actually have and that are ready to start after I get some of these big projects done. Have not touched my Halloween village at all. I know I need to. And I'd like to start stitching a couple other things for Halloween because I don't have anything for Halloween. So maybe I should try to find some small patterns to do. Okay, so this week's giveaway, part of Jack Frost Tree Farm that I bought 2 of because that's how disorganized I am. I did not realize that I already had all the currently released ones. This is part 3. So you would need to get all the other parts, or you could just stitch this as an ornament by itself, like in the photo. It's so freaking cute. Little family with a giant Christmas tree. That's one of my favorite memories. That'll be the question. Oh no, I think I already had that question. Gosh dang it. I'll tell you my favorite memory and then maybe it'll come to me. As a kid, we would go and cut down a Christmas tree as a family every year, and we would always get one that was obscenely large. Like, we would have to cut a foot or 2 off of it sometimes just to fit it in the house, and we had like 16-foot vaulted ceilings. And it would touch the ceiling. And so last year, you know, my mom will typically just send us money at Christmas to like get the kids gifts, get ourselves gifts. And so with the money that she sent me, I bought I think it's a 12-foot artificial Christmas tree. And it was very reasonably priced. It was, I think, just over $100 on Amazon. It did not come pre-lit because it's so cheap. But it is very full, very nice quality, and it almost touches the ceilings. And I just wanted my kids to have that same feeling of being this small and having a tree that was just like massive. We only have 1 tree, and maybe that's the question. Do you guys have more than 1 tree at Christmas? Or do you have a tree that you decorate for like Halloween? Because I guess this is becoming a thing now. A lot of people will have trees that they decorate for 4th of July even. Like, it's just so weird to think of a Christmas tree being decorated for 4th of July, but I know it's not a Christmas tree, it's just an artificial tree. Like, why not decorate it year round? So do you have more than 1 Christmas tree, or do you use one for different holidays? because I would love to. I would love to have a Halloween tree. I'm obsessed with Halloween. I cannot wait to put all of our Halloween decorations out. I need to figure out how to put my spooky town out that my kids can't get to it. Maybe I'll just put it up here. And then I can look at it all the time. I still would need to like buy like my sewing table is just one of those cheap folding plastic tables. I would have to buy another one. I would honestly have to buy like 3 if I wanted to put them all out. Maybe my husband could make something like with just plywood, because we could cover it with a black tablecloth. But then we'd have to store it. Anyways, so yeah, let me know if you have more than one tree or if you decorate trees year round. And if you don't use a tree ever, just, you can say that if you want the pattern. It's okay. Okay, so a little bit of shop news. I released 3 new bags Friday, which was good timing because that was the day that we got the very large AC bill. This is my first, I think, just generic fall. A lot of the stuff I do is holiday specific, so I'm trying to get into just some more non-holiday bags. Look at that. Oh my gosh, I love this fabric so much. So my shop link is below if you want to check it out. Thank you so much if you do. Like I said, I've got a couple orders to catch up on, but I should be able to get to them all tonight. I am waiting on some fabric that's going to get here tomorrow. I can't remember which fabric it is, but all existing orders will be made tonight or tomorrow. I love that one. It's this beautiful, like, you can't really see it, but it's kind of like a glittery, it's not actual glitter, but it's shimmery, like gold, copper on this brown. I really, really like this. Oh my gosh, all the fabrics, I love them. When I saw them this week, I had to buy them all. This is a similar kind of background fabric. It's got like this like shimmery copper on a green, and this is like a primitive witch, I think is what I called it. You guys, look at that sweet little witch and those owls, and look at her cat on her broom. I love it. I'm definitely gonna make I don't know if I was gonna say, I have to be reasonable and not keep one of everything for myself, but I'm either gonna keep one of these or one of these. So this is a very Halloween specific bag. You guys, look at that fabric. Now, I'm okay with a little bit of creepy Halloween. I don't like gory Halloween. Like, I can't handle anything like that. Like, I used to when I was in my 20s, but ever since having kids, I can't watch anything beyond, like, rated PG. And I just don't like anything gory. But I do like macabre, gothic, kind of, you know, creepy stuff like this, like Edgar Allan Poe-ish, like Anne Rice stuff. Like, I am all about that type of stuff. So that's the kind of vibe that I got from this. Very like Edgar Allan Poe. I love it. So all these are in the shop if you want to check them out. Thank you if you do. And I guess that's it. So like I said, I mentioned before we were going to try to go to those paint mines, and I think that might be where we're going to head today. It's a little bit of a drive, but we'll bring a picnic and we'll have fun. It's supposed to be like 85, so that's very, very nice compared to 100. And just be outside all day and look forward to, my dad and my brother are coming here. I have not seen my brother in 4 years. So real fast story, I'm done with the stitching. If you want to go, bye. I'll see you next time. Love you guys. When my son was born, we were having to move to Alaska soon. We were in Alabama at the time at Fort Rucker. My husband was going to flight school there. I don't know if I've ever said this. My husband's a Black Hawk pilot, so that's what he does for a living. He flies helicopters. So he was born at Fort Rucker, or Dothan, Alabama. The day we were discharged from the hospital, we stopped by the house on post because my husband was there helping the movers. And then we drove 2 hours south of Florida where my parents lived and moved in. So the day we discharged the hospital, I had to move to Florida. And even when I gave birth, he was born at like 2 o'clock in the morning after like 18 hours of labor on Pitocin, but who's counting? My husband, I think, stayed at the hospital that night, and that was it. The next night he had to go back to the house because we were moving. And so my husband came down to Florida and was there for 2 weeks with our newborn son, and then he drove from Florida to Alaska with 3 cats. Well, I stayed in Florida for 4 more weeks until our furniture arrived in Alaska, and my husband could get the house a little bit, put together. And then my dad flew with me to Alaska with my 6-week-old. It was a real fun time, real fun, awesome. Would never do it again. I don't know where I was going with this. I don't know. I was talking about the weather one second and whatever. You guys are gonna probably be screaming like, you were talking about this, and I'm telling you guys it has been a day. Oh, that's what it was. My brother. So my brother was living in South Carolina at the time. He's an engineer, and he drove down for a week and got to meet our new baby, his first nephew. He's my only brother. And that was it. That was the last time I saw him. So he accepted a new job in California, and he's gonna drive down to Florida and spend a couple days there at my parents' house, and then he and my dad are gonna drive up to Colorado together and stay here for a couple days, and then my dad's gonna fly back to Florida, and my brother will continue on to California. So he's gonna be able to help him with the drive, so he doesn't have to drive cross country by himself, have some company. My brother sold all of his stuff. If it doesn't fit in his car, he's not taking it, which I think is awesome, because I am a minimalist at heart. Like, I would love to do that. But I'm so excited. Like I said, I haven't seen him in 4 years. He has never met my daughter. The last time he saw my son, he was a week old. So it's really cool. My kids have FaceTimed with him before, and they love him. So it's gonna be really fun. And you know, my dad I did see in September for the kids' birthdays. He came up here, so that's been almost a year. So I'm really excited. And then my mom, because this was very last minute, this decision of, you know, my brother just got this job offer like a couple weeks ago. My mom is coming up here August 14th to stay for a month. So I'm so excited. All the family coming to hang out, and I'll have help with these kids so I can really get some work done and make some cool progress for the shop. So anyways, thank you guys for hanging out with me this week. I always appreciate it. I hope your week was a little bit more smooth than mine was. Like I said, I can't complain too much. I mean, it was a stressful week, but it is what it is. There's never gonna be a week where I'm like, nothing crazy happened. Oh gosh, the other thing. Okay, because I just went over and looked at it. You know, last night I gave him a bath in the dark before we went to go to GameStop. Well, my daughter loves to take her own diaper off. And so I was filling up the bath water, and I took my daughter's pants off, and she took her own diaper off and then ran in there, and I didn't see anything or think anything of it. And then all of a sudden I hear my son screaming, and he comes into the bathroom and he lifts his foot up in my face, and it's covered in baby poop. And I was like, what happened? What is this? Why is there poop on your foot? And he was like, it's the baby's. She pooped and I stepped in it. So she had poop in her diaper, and he had stepped in it. And there are now 3-year-old size footprints all over my carpet. And I say now because did I clean it up right away? No, they're still there. I cleaned up the big chunks, but I need to get the carpet cleaner out. And you guys, we didn't have power, and no. So at least next week, hopefully I won't have poop prints all over my carpet, and it'll be a little bit of a better, smooth week. So I hope you guys have a great weekend. Thank you for hanging out with me again. Thank you for watching. Thank you for commenting. I hope cross-stitching brings you joy this week, and it's relaxing and makes you happy, because it makes me happy every day, and we should all be happy every day. So I will see you guys next weekend.